Hello, welcome to another video from the Animal University channel. Let's go for the video. Pigeon. Pigeon, any of several hundred species of birds constituting the family Columbidae, order Columbiforms. Smaller forms are usually called doves, larger forms pigeons. An exception is the white domestic pigeon, the symbol known as the dove of peace. Pigeons occur worldwide except in the coldest regions and the most remote islands. About 250 species are known, two-thirds of them occur in tropical Southeast Asia, Australia, and the islands of the Western Pacific, but the family also has many members in Africa and South America and a few in temperate Eurasia and North America. All members of the family suck liquids, rather than sip and swallow as do other birds, and all pigeon parents feed their young pigeons milk, the sloughed-off lining of the crop, the production of which is stimulated by the hormone prolactin. The nestling obtains this milk by poking its bill down the parent's throat. Pigeons are gentle, plump, small-billed birds with a skin saddle, cere, between the bill and forehead. All pigeons strut about with a characteristic bobbing of the head. Because of their long wings and powerful flight muscles, they are strong, swift flyers. Pigeons are monogamous, i.e., they mate for life, and the survivor accepts a new mate only slowly. The female lays two glossy white eggs in a flimsy nest that barely holds them. The female generally incubates the eggs by night, the male by day. The incubation period is 14 to 19 days, but the young are cared for in the nest for another 12 to 18 days. Homing pigeons, Columba livia, possess a group of neurons that are used to help the birds process changes in the direction, intensity, and polarity of magnetic fields around them. The sensitivity of the pigeons to these physical properties allows them to determine their directional heading and altitude by using Earth's magnetic field. The identity of the physical structure within the pigeon's body that collects this magnetic field information and sends it to the brain remains unknown, but some scientists suspect that it may lie within the inner ear. The numerous genera of pigeons may be classified into subfamilies as follows. The Columbidae, the typical, or true, pigeons, consists of about 175 species in about 30 genera. These often gregarious seed and fruit eaters are found worldwide in temperate and tropical regions. Some are ground feeders, others feed partly or wholly in trees. They are generally colored soft gray and brown to black, sometimes with iridescent patches on the plumage. The cosmopolitan genus Columba, including the Old World wood pigeons and the New World band-tailed pigeons, is classified in this group, along with the Streptopelia species, the Old World turtledoves and ringdoves. To this genus also belong the street pigeons so common in urban areas. These are composed of a bewildering array of crossbreeds of domesticated strains, all of them ultimately traceable to the Old World rock dove, Columba livia. The rock dove is typically dull in color, gray and white rump and two large black wing bars. This Eurasian species nests above 5,000 feet, 1,525 meters, in Asia. It has been domesticated and selectively bred since 3000 BCE with the production of numerous color variants and about 200 named strains, show pigeons, racing pigeons, and large edible types. Among such strains, pouter pigeons have a large, inflatable gullet, carrier pigeons have a long bill, runts, a massive bill and body, barbs, a short bill. Fantails may have 42 tail feathers, owl pigeons have diverging throat feathers, frillbacks, the feathers reversed, Jacobins, hood-like neck feathers. Tumblers tumble backward in flight. The many other Old World genera in the subfamily Columbidae include the chicken-sized pheasant pigeon, Otytiphaps nobilis, of New Guinea. In the New World, the white-winged doves and the mourning dove, Zenaida, are popular game birds. Central and South America support the terrestrial ground doves, Metriopelia, and quail doves, Geotragon. The New World passenger pigeon is extinct. They might be the first domesticated bird. The common city pigeon, Columba livia, also known as the rock pigeon, might be the first bird humankind ever domesticated. You can see them in art dating back as far as 4500 BCE in modern Iraq, and they've been a valuable source of food for thousands of years. They won over Charles Darwin and Nikola Tesla. Pigeon breeding was a common hobby in Victorian England for everyone from well-off businessmen to average Joes, leading to some fantastically weird birds. Few hobbyists had more enthusiasm for the breeding process than Charles Darwin, who owned a diverse flock, joined London pigeon clubs, and hobnobbed with famous breeders. Darwin's passion for the birds influenced his 1868 book The Variation of Animals and Plants Under Domestication, which has not one but two chapters about pigeons. Dogs and cats share a single chapter. Nikola Tesla was another great mind who enjoyed pigeons. He used to care for injured wild pigeons in his New York City hotel room. Hands down, Tesla's favorite was a white female about whom he once said, "I love that pigeon, I loved her as a man loves a woman and she loved me." When she was ill, I knew and understood. She came to my room and I stayed beside her for days. I nursed her back to health. That pigeon was the joy of my life. If she needed me, nothing else mattered. As long as I had her, there was a purpose in my life. Reportedly, he was inconsolable after she died. They understand space and time. In a 2017 Current Biology study, researchers showed captive pigeons a series of digital lines on a computer screen for either 2 or 8 seconds. Some lines were short, measuring about 2.3 inches across, others were 4 times longer. The pigeons were trained to evaluate either the length of the line or how long it was displayed. They found that the more time a line was displayed, the longer in length the pigeon judged it to be. The reverse was true too. If the pigeons encountered a longer line, they thought it existed in time for a greater duration. Pigeons, the scientists concluded, understand the concepts of both time and space. The researchers noted similar results have been found with humans and other primates. It's thought that humans process those concepts with a brain region called the parietal cortex. Pigeon brains lack that cortex, so they must have a different way of judging space and time. 2 pigeons almost distracted from the discovery of evidence of the Big Bang. In 1964, scientists in Homedale, New Jersey, heard hissing noises from their antenna that would later prove to be signals from the Big Bang. But when they first heard the sound, they thought it might be, among other things, the poop of 2 pigeons that were living in the antenna. We took the pigeons, put them in a box, and mailed them as far away as we could in the company mail to a guy who fancied pigeons, one of the scientists later recalled. He looked at them and said these are junk pigeons and let them go, and before long they were right back. But the scientists were able to clean out the antenna and determined that they had not been the cause of the noise. The trap used to catch the birds, before they had to later be, permanently removed, is on view at the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum. You can train them to be art snobs. Japanese psychologist Shigeru Watanabe and 2 colleagues earned an Ig Nobel Prize in 1995 for training pigeons, in a lab setting, to recognize the paintings of Claude Monet and Pablo Picasso and to distinguish between the painters. The pigeons were even able to use their knowledge of Impressionism and Cubism to identify paintings of other artists in those movements. Later, Watanabe taught other pigeons to distinguish watercolor images from pastels. And in a 2009 experiment, captive pigeons he'd borrowed were shown almost 24 paintings made by students at a Tokyo elementary school, and were taught which ones were considered good and which ones were considered bad. He then presented them with 10 new paintings, and the avian critics managed to correctly guess which ones had earned bad grades from the school's teacher and a panel of adults. Watanabe's findings indicate that wild pigeons naturally categorize things on the basis of color, texture, and general appearance. I hope you enjoyed this video enough and it was informative. Please like the video and subscribe the channel. Introduce us to your friends. Good luck to you all.